So there they are, the vault finalists. These are the contenders in the women's vault competition. If it looks like you're going to see a gymnast called Roper a lot, that's because there's one in each half of the vault final. Twin sisters representing Wales, Abby and Emily. The top qualifier, Leah Monica Fontaine of Canada, will conclude the first half of the final, and she is the top qualifier with good reason. We'll talk about how she did it in just a moment. So we have Abby Roper, who'll get us started. Those of you who are new to watching vault, a good reminder of how it differs from the all-around and team competitions. The gymnasts will do 2 vaults, and there is a certain rubric they must follow.
There are 4 or 5 different families of vaults in the classification, in the code of points, and it depends how the gymnast opts to come onto the table when they enter their second phase of the vault. And essentially there are 4 ways that you can do it. You can do it straight on in what you call a handspring position. You can turn your body in what's called a Sukahara style vault. You can do a round off onto the springboard and a back handspring onto the table, or you can do a round off onto the springboard and then a half turn and go on forwards. Essentially, for these entry points, the gymnasts have to show 2 vaults of different styles of entry. What we get right there from Leah Monica Fontaine is the Yurchenko style entry. We're also going to see, well, we're going to see all 4, actually.
Something that is particularly important is the bonus scoring system for vault. Every single one of these gymnasts in qualification acquired a 2/10 bonus, which is added to their score. So first vault score added to second vault score, divided by 2, and then a 2/10 bonus. And the reason why these gymnasts all acquired the bonus is because they know how to access it in the code of points.
Yes, this is something new post-Paris Olympics, this 0.2 bonus for gymnasts who perform vaults that flip in different directions, forward and backward, during the second flight. And the second flight is what happens after your hands leave the table. So it's not just how you access the table that sets you apart on vault, it's what you do afterwards.
And we expect all of them to earn that 0.2 bonus. It's not always the case, but it is for all of these finalists that they should be in that position. Now the gymnasts will indicate what vault they're going to attempt. Doesn't matter if they don't do that vault. It's not like diving, for example, where if you don't do what you publish to the judges, you'll get a 0 score. For vault, you are assessed on what you do and only what you do. You must land the vault feet first.
And if you don't land the vault feet first, you will get a 0. The other requirement for vault is that both hands have to touch the table. You will still get a vault score if you do a one-handed vault, but you will have a penalty of 2 full points.
Right, I think we've just about gone through all the rules and regulations. Great to have you with us.
There are a lot of rules and regs for a routine that in the air can last about 2 seconds.
Yes, it takes much longer to describe it than it does for them to actually do it. Here is Abby Roper of Wales. The first vault we anticipate being very difficult.
This should be a double twisting Yurchenko. To open this vault final.
That, we think, will be one of 3 double twisting Yurchenko vaults performed in this final. It is a high difficulty vault, 5.0.
And that could be significant for her chances of getting onto the podium. we're going to look a lot at the difficulty of each of these vaults, but also the landings and the way that they look in the air. Her body is completely extended. The twist is very clean and efficient, and she just takes a small hop backwards upon landing. Look at how extended her body is. Her legs are together, her toes are pointed, and she's very central to the vaulting table. She also gets a great amount of distance. All the components of a great vault.
This should pick up a very healthy evaluation from the judges. 13.45 was her qualification score. Where Abby Roper may be slightly up against it is in the difficulty of her second vault compared to some of the other gymnasts, but with a vault like this quality, there's no doubt she's in the picture. Oh goodness, 13.766. That's about a third of a mark stronger than qualification. She's positioned herself well. The execution is going to be paramount here for this slightly lower degree of difficulty second vault. Can she be clean? If she can, she's part of the conversation.
Another round-off entry. And just lovely work from Abigail Roper of Wales. Here it may be apposite to say that there's only one Welsh gymnast that has ever been on the vault podium at the Commonwealth Games. That was back in 1994. Sonia Lawrence of Wales won the silver medal. Just a wonderful pair of vaults from this young gymnast. A round-off half turn onto the table, and then a front flip in the tuck position with a half twist. Really well controlled. Lovely display of vaulting.
That is a fantastic start to this vault final. They know exactly how good that was. Emily Roper waiting to perform. Abby Roper has got the job done. Abby, by the way, was the 5th best in qualifying. Emily, who's coming later, was the 4th best in qualifying. Could they both get onto the podium? So it's a 12.7 for the second vault, a 13.433 average. She is over, or just under, I should say, 2/10 higher than qualification. Abby Roper is very much in the conversation. The next gymnast is Abby Martin of England. We expect her first vault to be the same as we just saw from Abby Roper, the double twisting Yurchenko. We think her second vault will be a more difficult one than the Welsh gymnast. Let's find out.
From the round-off, she needs to get up on top of the table and get a big, powerful push-off. Well done today.
That is another of those double twisting Yurchenko entry vaults.
One thing that sets all of these finalists apart is that they can block really well off the table. And I mean the push that she gets from her shoulders, the way that she absorbs the energy from the run, translates that onto the table and gets up into the air in order to complete that layout backflip with the 2 twists. She gets a really good push, and that makes it easier for her to go for a really good landing with this vault. Good extended body position. Her legs are slightly crossed in the air. That will be a slight execution deduction.
Team England supporting Abby Martin. She was pivotal to them getting onto the podium. Fantastic floor exercise right at the end of the women's team final. So it's 13.766 for her. That's exactly the same score that Abby Roper received. What we now anticipate, though, from Abby Martin is a second vault that is 8/10 higher in difficulty than the Welsh gymnast. So she's almost got a full mark to play with before the execution mark comes in.
It's actually the same vault that we saw from Abby Roper, but a different body position. She's going to try to remain fully laid out.
That's the difference, isn't it? That's how the extra difficulty is earned. The straight body position.
Keeping your body totally extended throughout this vault makes it much harder than doing it in the tuck position, and therefore she gets extra difficulty. And she maintains that layout all the way through. Really well done. We see the round off onto the board, the half turn onto the table, good push once more, and then a front flip laid out with half twist.
Her execution has been very impressive in this vault competition. The gymnast who won a bronze medal on the floor for the British team in her World Championship debut last year. She is the British champion on vault. Second best in qualification, Abby Martin. Yeah, she's gone comfortably into the lead. 13.433 for the second vault, 13.799. So she is close to 2/10 higher than qualification, as was the case for Abby Roper. Everyone is really stepping up.
Representing England, Ruby
Stacey, the next gymnast to perform. The English gymnast was the sixth best in qualification.
1.5 twisting Yurchenko coming up. Oh, interesting. She was actually watered back, and she only does the Yurchenko with a full twist. She indicated that she was going to be doing the 1.5, and it might have been a last-second modification. Perhaps she felt that something wasn't quite right in her approach. The round off very good, the block fine, and she just opts not to go for that extra half twist, which would have been a blind landing, much more complicated than the full twisting Yurchenko.
That will carry a 4.2 difficulty score. The 1.5 twisting Yurchenko, as I'm sure many of you know, is the intermediary vault in between the full and the double, where you land facing away from the vaulting table. That's a 4.6 degree of difficulty. So you get an extra 4/10 of a mark for each half twist of the body. Stacey scores 12.7. That is down from 13.25 in qualifying, but she did in qualification perform the 1.5 twisting version and had an extra 4/10 of difficulty. Second vault.
This too will have a round off entry, half on, and front tuck off. Once more, it's a blind landing. She just didn't have the rotation coming off the table today. The approach very strong, and then she doesn't really get good block off of the table in order to get herself up into the air to complete that front flip. It just opens out too early, and the result is the fall.
England's Ruby Stacey, part of the team that made it onto the podium on the first day of the women's competition. One more to go in the first half of this final. 11.3 for the second vault, so a 12 score exactly. The top qualifier with an average of 13.75.
This is going to be a double twisting Yurchenko. Watch the height that she gets off the table.
Oh dear, that is just breathtaking.
Phenomenal.
And then she just gently smiles as though she's taking the dog out for a walk on a Sunday afternoon.
What's incredible is the way that she harnesses the power to get into the air, to finish the twist, and then she lands light as a feather.
That's such an important point you make about the gracefulness of the landing. It creates the sense of ease, doesn't it?
It's a study in control. Stellar gymnastics being displayed by Leah-Monica Fontaine. This vault, one of the big reasons that she is the World Championship silver medalist on the apparatus. So precise.
So this, the third of the double twisting Yurchenko vaults, those 5.0 difficulty vaults that we saw from Abby Roper and Abby Martin as well. And I was about to say, well, we've been born out here on the scoreboard, there'll be no surprise if this is the highest scoring of them. 14 and 9 for execution. So she has now put herself in the driving seat, and we think we'll see the same vault from her as we saw from Abby Martin.
Exactly.
Second.
Round off, half twist on, front layout, half off. Just beautiful.
She does ballet in mid-air.
The way that she holds that layout position with even a little arch in her back and flies through the second half of the vault. Ellie Black approves.
Somebody should make stickers of that. You get the Ellie Black seal of approval.
Again, power and control. The other thing that's very impressive, well, one of the many things about this vault is actually watch her legs from the round off all the way through. As she comes onto the table, the legs are already glued together, the toes are pointed, she's so extended. And she holds that position all the way through. And so good is the technique that by the time she's here, it just looks like she is flying. It's almost effortless looking.
And it's those little details that allow her, when she's got the same degree of difficulty as other vaulters, to just nudge ahead of them. And she is in the lead, 14 exactly. So a 13.6 for the second vault, but she then gets that bonus 2/10 for the vaults going in different directions coming off the table. So into the gold medal position, the World Championship runner-up, Leah-Monica Fontaine. We are now in the warm-up period for the remaining 4 gymnasts, and I think what is interesting to point out here is that we've had the 2 gymnasts we expect, anyway, things sometimes change, but the 2 gymnasts with the highest difficulty scores, Abby Martin and Leah-Monica Fontaine, they have gone.
And they've set a very high bar for the next 4 to come.
The gymnasts that we expect to have the highest difficulty score with the first vault of those still to come is Georgia Godwin. And we then expect, see, everyone wants to take a photo of this, even the person who won the all-around title yesterday. We expect Courtney McGregor to be right up there across the 2 vaults to have the same difficulty as Georgia Godwin.
Georgia Godwin is going to show us the Sukahara style first vault, something we haven't seen yet in this final. So she's not going to do a round off onto the springboard. She's going to come on in the forward position, but she's going to twist her body just a bit as she comes onto the table, and that gives her power to do 1.5 twists in the flip off.
It's always a wise move at the Commonwealth Games to have the Canadian flag ready, especially in gymnastics, where they are the top performing nation. At the top of the leaderboard is Leah Monica Fontaine of Canada, just ahead by a couple of tenths over Abby Martin of Team England. And the first gymnast to perform, Abby Roper of Wales, is in the bronze medal position, with her sister still to come. You are watching Glasgow 2026, the apparatus finals in artistic gymnastics at the Commonwealth Games. Day 1 of 2 days of apparatus finals, 5 medal events each day. Qualification, her second Commonwealth Games. She has been a top 25 competitor in the world on vault.
Following in the footsteps of Deepa Karmakar, who won a bronze medal on vault at the last Commonwealth Games held in Glasgow.
Different sort of vault this from many of the first vaults we've seen, different entry.
This is the Sukahara style entry. Watch, she hits the board, does a half turn, and so she's actually facing backwards as she comes off the table, and then she does a laid out backflip with a full twist. Half turn, back with a full. There are some execution deductions implicated here. She doesn't maintain a stretched body position throughout, and her chest is quite low as she lands. She also has her legs split as she comes onto the table. The judges watching carefully from the time the gymnast hits the springboard, from the time their feet hit the springboard.
Her coach is Vishwashant Nandi, who was the coach of Deepa Karmakar, that aforementioned vault medalist. 12.7, 4.4 difficulty score and an 8.3 execution score for the reasons that Ryan Lawrence articulated. Just a little on the lower side. Now this vault we anticipate to be the first handspring front pike with a half twist of the body that we have seen in this vault final. It's a very distinctive looking vault. When performed very well, it's a beautiful vault.
She comes on to the table direct. Very, very nice.
That indeed was the expected vault. Important that the gymnast hit that pike position distinctively in the air.
On the second flight, after the hands leave the table, the gymnast must show a well-defined body position. She does, bending at the hips with the straight legs. That is the definition of a pike. And from an execution standpoint, this may be better than the first vault.
Tishta Samanta doesn't give a great deal away on that landing. Nice precise work from a real vault specialist. Competed at the games 4 years ago. She lives in Kolkata. Moved there from Howrah in West Bengal, the twin city of Kolkata. She moved there for training purposes. She's in fourth position, 12.666 for the second vault. 12.883 is the average. Still, Monica Fontaine in the gold medal position. There's going to be a roper on the podium with 2 gymnasts to go. Which one will it be? Maybe both. Emily Roper.
Full twisting Yurchenko. Wonderful control displayed on this vault. The question is, does that have the difficulty to contend for a place on the podium? It's out of 4.2. And the double twisting Yurchenko worth 5.0. This 0.8 of a point less in difficulty.
Well, I was about to say that we will not, of course, have both of the ropers on the podium because at the moment Abby is in 3rd place, so it's feasible that Emily could actually knock her down into 4th position, but we'll see. .1, 8.9 execution score. So the second vault now for Emily Roper.
Another round-off entry. Oh, wow! This is quite interesting because compared to her twin sister, she had a twist less on the first vault. However, on the second, she does the round-off half on front layout half, whereas her sister did it in the tucked position. So, this is the more difficult second one. And really nicely executed. She is a little bit off to the left as her hands hit the table, and she will have most likely 0.3 of a point penalty because she finishes the vault with her feet on the red part of the mat. That's the vault equivalent of going out of bounds. A few tenths will be taken off for the hop on the landing as well. But once again, the difficulty tariff, 4.8 for that vault.
Monica Fontaine, Abigail Martin, Abigail Roper, 1, 2, and 3. Emily Roper's score being calculated at the moment. Not quite, 4th place, great effort. 13.283. So Abby Roper remains in the bronze medal position. We've got 2 to go. Monica Fontaine of Canada is guaranteed a medal. We've got 2 to go. Let's see who joins Monica Fontaine on the podium. What about Georgia Godwin, the champion in 2022?
And there is the Sukahara with 1.5 twists. Really nice to see her come out and do this vault cleanly. In the all-around final last night, she came onto the table and had a bit of a miscue, bent arms, and she did only the full twisting variation, made a last-minute adjustment. And today, she has gotten the technique down correctly. The arms really are quite wide as she comes onto the table. That's not a deduction. It just is one of the difficulties of this vault, and she needs to do that in order to gain the power to get herself up into the air to complete the twist. It's also a blind landing, meaning she lands in the forward direction. She doesn't see the mat in order to spot the landing the way that some of the backwards twisting vaults allow you to do.
Third time competing at the Commonwealth Games, the 28-year-old. 13.1 for the opening vault. When it is a drop from qualification with 3 penalty tenths. An amazing recovery from injury to get to these games. She was so emotional after the all-around competition yesterday. She gave it everything.
Handspring and well landed, well performed from Georgia Dawson.
It's an unbelievable story of resilience, isn't it?
It is. She was set to compete at the Olympics in Paris 2 years ago. It would have been her second Olympic Games. And just a couple months before the competition, she tore her Achilles tendon in training. And since then, it has taken her 2.5 years to get back. First, to rehabilitate the tendon, and then to get her skills and her fitness back, to be able to do these skills, even in her training gym. And she says that she is here and performing, not just for herself, but for all of the people who helped her on her recovery journey, for the doctors, the surgeon, the physios, and everybody who has encouraged her. And she's done them proud.
Including for her dog, who she said was what actually got her out of bed, Remy, on some of the very darkest of days, to look after her border collie. She's gone into 5th place, 13.116, and all of that means it's going to be at least silver for Leah Monica Fontaine, who also made it onto the all-around podium yesterday. Now then, to one of the great stories of these games. Just before competition in Glasgow in 2014, Courtney McGregor of New Zealand picked up an injury. She then retired from the sport years later, came back and has made it to the Commonwealth Games. Good start.
Very good start. A quality Yurchenko with 1.5 twists. It's got a blind landing. That's one of the reasons the difficulty value of this vault is 4.6. Good push off the table. A slight bend of the legs in the second flight, but nothing major. She's well centered. It's very powerful. A hop on the landing, but she keeps it in bounds.
Currently in the silver medal position, Abby Martin watching on. Courtney McGregor for that 1.5 twisting. Yurchenko scores very healthily, 13.266. 13.433 is currently occupying the bronze medal position.
Now we're going to have something completely different. Round off half twist, and then in the tight position, turn and a salto off.
Courtney McGregor, you've done it. A vault final at the Commonwealth Games, and she will complete her competition, go back to New Zealand, get ready to resume her medical studies. She's going to be Dr. Courtney McGregor very soon. What she does on the competition floor is fantastic, but she saves lives off it. The 27-year-old competed at the Olympic Games in Rio. She's one of so many stories at these games that remind us that gymnastics at the highest level is possible, quite literally for decades. There'll be so many people just overjoyed to have seen that from Courtney McGregor. Monica Fontaine, Abby Martin, Abby Roper. Abby Roper poised to become only the second ever Welsh gymnast to win a medal on vault at the Commonwealth Games. Exactly. Their teammates for the British team, Abby Martin and Abby Roper. Courtney McGregor, 5th position, way up from qualification, well done to her. Super effort. There is the Commonwealth Games champion, Monica Fontaine of Canada, with Abby Martin of England winning silver and Abby Roper making history for Wales, the first in a generation. But really, Clive, from the moment that we saw those vaults from Monica Fontaine, it seemed to be the job done. The quality was amazing.
A display of technical mastery, no doubt, well deserved by Monica Fontaine.
And Abby Martin only 2/10 behind her. And Abby Roper, the first time since 1994 a gymnast from Wales has won a medal in this event at the Commonwealth Games. And the Welsh fans, and that's some of the Welsh coaching staff up there as well, they have waited throughout these games to get onto the podium. They've been so close to it, and it's finally happened. What a great podium. We said right at the start, that performance from Abby Roper, who kicked the whole thing off, was a medal contending display. She hung on right the way through to finish in 3rd place, just ahead of her own twin sister. We'll be thrilled for her and for Team Wales. Congratulations, Abby Roper, Commonwealth Games medalist on vault. Safe to say that in Canada there is much excitement about this young gymnast.
Just stay in your bed the whole day. Yeah. That sounds ideal.
Blythe, how they have wanted to be able to raise that flag.
And they have been ever so close. The quality on this Welsh team is superb. And there were a lot of people that read the list of names when it was announced and said to themselves, well, Wales is in with a real chance at coming away with not just one, but multiple medals.
Get out of the way.
Canada continuing their excellence at Glasgow 2026 in artistic gymnastics. The classified results in the women's vault competition at the 23rd Commonwealth Games. Bronze won by Abby Roper of Wales, silver by Abby Martin of England, and the gold medal and the title of Commonwealth Games champion, Monica Fontaine of Canada.
So, 2,000 coaches, when you're ready, you get to march out to the arena, and I'm sure...
What great entertainment in that women's vault final. Commiserations to Emily Roper, who just misses out, not by much. For Courtney McGregor of New Zealand, a wonderful accomplishment to be in this final. Same for Georgia Godwin. They both endured such dreadful injury and had to work so hard to return from it. Abby Roper, Abby Martin, Monica Fontaine, bronze, silver and gold.